Jesus set Lazarus free from death. Christianity talks about salvation quite a bit. In the West, we've gotten a bit muddled about what it is we're being saved from, but it is quite clear here we are enslaved to death as a consequence of sin, and Jesus is here to save everyone from death. We repeat this endlessly in the services of Pascha, trampling down death by death and upon those in the tombs, bestowing life. There are verses in the Odes about the raising of Lazarus as a forewarning to death itself of what would happen a week later, when life itself entered hell and destroyed the gates. There are verses about Jesus' voice, the Word of God, the voice of life itself, calling a man out of the realm of death. There are verses about Jesus' own weeping, being a confirmation of the fullness of his incarnation. Let's go back to the 11th chapter of St. John's Gospel account and look at the translation of what Jesus says to Mary and Martha a bit more closely. I'm going to start in verse 25, but this time I'm going to replace some of the words with what would be an equally valid translation, which we rarely, if ever, see in English Bibles. It has to do with the Greek word pistis, which is almost always rendered in English as either faith, belief, or believes, but could also equally be something like faithful or faithfulness, depending on the grammar. So let's hear what Jesus has to say to Martha's affirmation of the resurrection on the last day, with this change. Jesus said to her, "I am the resurrection and the life. He who is faithful to me, though he die, yet shall he live. And whoever lives and is faithful to me shall never die. Are you faithful to this?" And Martha said to him, "Yes, Lord, I am faithful to you, the Christ, the Son of God, who is come into the world." We are told of Mary's faithfulness to Jesus in the 10th chapter of the Gospel account of St. Luke, where she is contrasted with her sister, who is doing a very good thing in being concerned about the hospitality of her guests, but Mary is doing the better thing. It's not a dichotomy. There's good and there's better here. Mary is doing the better thing by sitting at Jesus' feet and listening to what he has to say. So, they're both faithful. And I bring this up because in the Odes, there are also verses about how Jesus stopped the weeping of Lazarus' two sisters, Mary and Martha, when he honored their faithfulness by restoring their brother to them alive again.